Give me a second here, folks. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 87 degrees Fahrenheit.
God damn it. That's why I'm not feeling my usual self. $87 degrees. Well, today we had thunder clouds pass by. I mean, fortunately it didn't rain or anything, but all of a sudden we're getting a lot of moisture. We're getting a lot of moisture in our area. All right. Oh, jeez. What's going on, everybody? How you folks doing tonight? If you didn't hear that weather update, Alexa, what's the current temperature? Listen to this.
Right now, it's 87 degrees Fahrenheit.
87 degrees, and it's 10 minutes after 8 o'clock Eastern Standard Time. But you can tell the days are getting shorter because it's getting darker and darker later and later. Before you know it, we'll be in September. But it's supposed to be straight 90s all the way through the weekend here, unfortunately. And I went out once. Well, that's not true. I went out twice to throw out the garbage a little while before I started this live stream. But I did get 2 decent eBay orders come in. And got those out. And then I went to my neighbor's place because she wanted me to drive her to the doctor. But for whatever bizarre reason, man, I am having problems putting myself to sleep lately. That's some screen name you got there. I'm going to try to do this. OMZ Crew Fan Purple UG, if I got that correct. That's some screen name, man. I'll just do what I'll just give you a nickname, Purple. How's that? Easier on the tongue. But cheers, everybody. Got the sugar-free cranberry juice going. Yeah, I've been trying to push myself pretty hard these past couple days to make content for YouTube and do my usual stuff. Maybe the doctor is fake. All doctors are full of shit. Even I'll say that, man. I've been a guinea pig for way too many years when it comes to doctors, unfortunately. You know, with them testing you and testing you and testing you and testing you and testing you. And then their offices will call you. Like, I get calls from Aetna. They want surveys done. They want this done. They want this test done, that test done. I mean, blood is blood. I mean, yeah, I appreciate that, man. Thank you very much. You know, again, I keep that paperwork right here, right close to me now, because I don't trust these fuckers at all, man. And you see it's fully redacted this time. So I can show this on camera as much as they want. Well, as much as I want, excuse me. If you can't tell, I'm still pretty out of it. You know, a little bit. I took aspirin before I started this live stream. I did have a full meal. I made myself some thin cut New York strips with hash browns and sour cream, and then I had a bowl of white rice to close it off. But yeah, man, for me to have to do this, to put this shit out there, it's really stupid. It really sucks. You know, unfortunately, you got people out there that just cannot accept, you know, everything I've ever been telling people is true. And it just pissed them off even more because, you know, it makes them look like morons. But I read this thing again and again and again. Yeah, that's what I've been doing. You know, today I had myself a couple square meals. You know, it's just with the weather being what it is, it just simply does not agree with me, man. When that humidity kicks up like the way it does, like the way it did today, you know, we've been getting that weird southern weather. It's beginning to start now that we're heading into September, where it'll be super hot during the day and then at nighttime it'll drop to like 60, like 65 to 70 degrees ish, which is good because I can turn off my AC. Otherwise, I got this sucker running all day long. But today again, we had real big thunderclouds roll in, and it was supposed to rain, and thank God it didn't. We've had rain a lot. There's some downed branches all over the property here where I live, so thank God nobody's car or property got ruined. Thank God nobody got hurt, because that's most important. But it's just the weather has been very bizarre. It's been very bizarre. I'm getting a lot of wet weather down here lately. You like the shirt? Yeah, that's the new Bayern Munich home jersey for the 2026-2027 season. Raining in your place? Yeah, we've been getting it on and off like crazy the past couple of weeks. You know, in July we had nothing. August, all of a sudden, it's been monsoon after monsoon, and we get that southern rain that it doesn't come down in spurts. It comes down in buckets. So, I mean, today, again, like I said, we had passing thunderclouds, but it didn't rain or anything like that. But, you know, I've been inside for most of the day. I went out to drop off my eBay orders and went straight to my neighbor's place because she wanted me to take her to the doctor. But I was feeling like the spins. I was feeling almost vertigo-like symptoms. You know, I tried to pump out, which I eventually did. I pumped out a Transformers video today in a YouTube short. I could tell I was not feeling good because I was struggling to make that video a little bit. I fucked up 2 or 3 times in the dialogue, you know, repeated myself once in the video and then screwed up calling Optimus Primal Optimus Prime towards the end of the video or someplace in the middle. So I could tell I wasn't doing so good today. But otherwise, I've just been here relaxing. Yeah, I've been flushing myself out with sugar-free cranberry juice. I haven't really touched any Red Bulls today, which is like my mantra. It's kind of a trademark of mine these days, but I'm trying to stay away from that today because, like I said, I haven't been feeling good, and I don't need my body to react in certain ways. I've been doubling up on the B vitamins and all the supplements I talked about here on the channel to kind of like square me up a little bit, and that's kind of helping. It's just being indoors, you know, and you know, the apartment here where it's temperature controlled. I got the ceiling fan on. I got the little fan up there on my printing station. I mean, right now it's off because my apartment is so nice and cool right now. At this time of the night, it actually holds the temperature for hours, which is nice. But as soon as I open up the door, I could feel that heat. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 87 degrees Fahrenheit.
87 degrees. And if I flip the camera around here, as you can see, you know, it's getting darker later, which means the days are getting shorter, folks. Summer is slowly winding down, man. It sucks. You know, the holiday season is going to be upon us soon, before you know it. School's supposed to be starting very soon down here, so the kids are getting their last licks and running around and all that stuff, going to the pool, what have you. I know the pool here don't close until Labor Day anyway, so. But otherwise, it's just been real quiet around here lately. Been very quiet around here. Not really much to talk about, you know, in my neck of the woods. It's been fairly pleasant, I'll say that much. I mean, the most action I've seen personally was that party we had last week, man, where I was just trashed. Completely trashed. And I think that's got a lot to do with the way I've been feeling lately, man, because I can't be drinking like that no more. You know, my body, you know, ever since I lost all that weight, and I kind of have what they call Ozempic face. I don't take Ozempic or anything. I take dihydroberberine and a bunch of B vitamins, like the natural versions. And I think, I always forget which one is which. Benfotiamine is the synthetic or the natural B one? I forget. But I take a lot of good stuff anyway, and I think because, you know, me being a bad boy like I am, I will smack the hand, by the way. I'm just not supposed to be drinking like that. That's kind of what kicked all this off, man, because I cannot handle my booze anymore. I could sit down and drink beer with my friends and whatnot, but after that, man, I start mixing it up with other stuff. It's like, done. I can't do it. You know, my body can't tolerate it anymore. That couple on top of that humidity. I mean, I got my door cracked open just to get the fresh air circulating in here. But once I'm in that soaky, soggy swamp-like southern heat, man, I can't do it when it's like that. I pretty much hunker down, unless I'm going to the pool where I can, cool off and all that. Even the temperature of the pool, because it's sitting out there in the baking sun all day, the pool temperature could be equal to the outside temperature. But that's just me prattling on like I usually do in these live streams. Otherwise, yeah, there's not much going on. I want to thank my eBay customers recently for my most recent orders. Thank you very much. I had 2 decent orders that were bought at almost the exact same time by 2 different customers that I already had pre-packaged. I, label them up and got them out the door, so they're hopefully in transit by now. I just threw an offer to a customer. I posted it over at my community page with the Netflix Megatron I was talking about selling. I finally listed it. And I decided to list it without the box because it would cost more in shipping, and I want to try to keep the price down for my customers. So, I took it. I mean, the figure was already out of the box. It wasn't a sealed box, but it was complete with the paperwork and instructions and all that stuff. So, I'm going to sell it. I'm already selling it loose. So I already had a watcher. I threw him an offer of $29.99 for that, plus I think $6 shipping, somewhere around that area to bring the cost down. And a lot of those Megatrons are turning yellow too. Thank God mine hasn't turned yellow. Mine's still basically factory, which is nice. But it's got the paperwork. It's got everything included with it. So, man, I've been having problems with my ear lately. Whenever you see me grabbing my nose like that, it's not because I'm wiping snot off my face or anything. It's just I got problems with my left ear. I've been having increasing difficulty with this ear. Whether it's what's up, Prime? How you doing? Whether it's just me getting older, I'm losing my hearing, or it's earwax, I have no idea. But, like I said, that Megatron I finally put up for sale. And there still might be 1 or 2 Transformers from my PC I might be selling. Because I'm stuck between the Netflix Bumblebee and the Devastation Bumblebee, or the Studio Series Bumblebee, excuse me. I mean, I'm not a fan of either. I mean, obviously the Netflix one is a parts former. The other one basically transforms into itself, but it's not cartoon accurate as far as the vehicle is concerned. But the robot mode looks awesome. It's a mixed bag with either of the two. But the problem is that I already have the Netflix Cliff Jumper, so if I break that set, I don't have, well, I mean, they're just releasing the Transformers Studio Series Cliff Jumper. So I'm not quite sure what to do with that just yet. But we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I still got plenty of stuff to review yet, plenty of discussions to have. I think I may be reviewing a He-Man figure next. I got to start going through all these He-Man figures I got sitting here. And I still got a lot of Star Trek stuff to talk about. There's still plenty of material to get into. If I do see certain topics come up, online or what have you, I might throw my hat into the ring. But shockingly, I've made an observation that recently, it seems my YouTube shorts are getting more views than ever. Beside my regular commentary when I do my reviews and stuff like that. My reviews haven't been really pulling in the views. It's the YouTube shorts that are really pulling in views now. I've been having a really good time taking my Transformers toys, my collectibles, and turning them into goofy YouTube shorts. And they've been picking up 100 views, 200 views, 300 views. I recommend I keep Studio Series 86 Bumblebee, had the Netflix one. Yeah, I've got them both right there, as a matter of fact. I tell you what, let me bring them on camera here. So, and bear with me if I seem a little sluggish. I'm still like, meh. Now, I did see the OG reissue of what was supposed to be the Netflix Bumblebee with the old school cardboard backing on it in a blister. I passed it up because I got this guy. But it's hard to it's hard to choose between the two. What's up, 99? What? Candace Owens is debating with someone about who actually. Oh, she's still doing that. She's such an asshole. See, that's why I don't. The only person that I follow is Matt Walsh when it comes to that genre of YouTube, when it comes to conservative political commentary, because at least he's got a little bit of sarcasm and humor. Dude, she fell off the rails a long time ago, and now all of a sudden she hit the nitwit switch. I don't understand what's wrong with her, man. I really don't. There's clearly something wrong with that woman, dude. Those dumb things, Opley. Well, she's turned into a conspiracy theory. She believes, theorist, I should say. Excuse me. You got to bear with me, man. My sinuses are all fucked up. Yeah, man. She's into like Bigfoot and UFOs and all this crazy, weird shit. Lizard people. She's just like the other goofballs out there. I don't watch her at all. Gonna make her, yeah, it's gonna make her look listen, man, she dug her own hole a long time ago. I said this before and I'll say it again. When it comes to certain channels and certain content creators, I did watch stuff from both sides of the coin. I got bored of the politics because it's the same shit. Well, look what Trump did. Well, look what Biden did. Well, look what Trump did. Look what Obama did. Look what Clinton did. Look what Bush did. And it's just the same talking points. And nothing moves forward. It's nothing more than, look what he did. Ooh, shame, shame. And I got sick and tired of it, man. I really have. Pass it. She's going to get embarrassed. Well, good. Good. Let her dig her own hole. Let her jump in it. And then let her pull the dirt over her own head. It is what it is, man. I don't bother with that stuff no more. I watch Matt Walsh. And that's as far as it goes when it comes to conservative commentary. After that, I'd rather watch Clownfish or Nerdrotic or somebody like that. Candace went way off the deep end. She's out there like Pluto. Yeah, dude. Like Pluto, man. She's off in another galaxy somewhere. She's definitely off in another galaxy. How's the sales? Good question. So I did sell two pairs of those old school leather biker pants that I used to have. Those went out the door. I did lower my price just a little bit more, and then simultaneously, two separate people bought them almost at the exact same time, and they're going to two different locations. So that landed me about $120 for the day, which is cool. But the money won't be cleared until tomorrow, 12 a.m. So I'll move that money when I have to move it, which is good. But again, it's a slow grind. I do have somebody bidding on one of the baseball cards that I have up for auction. I did list a whole bunch more cards for auction this time at very low prices, but it's just getting people to participate in those auctions. That's, a challenge. So I'm going to have to probably do a promo short or a promo video to see if I can get some movement. I have seen a steady increase in my baseball card sales again, but it's nothing to write home about. And I can't depend on my baseball cards to move. So right now, all this extra stuff that I've been selling, like right now, I just listed the Netflix Megatron with the dinosaur parts and the matrix that wraps around his chest. I just listed that now, and I threw a customer an offer for $29.99 if they wanted it. Because some of them are going for $35.99 plus $9 to $10 shipping, which is too much for shipping. That's way too much. I was able to get my shipping costs down to about $5 to $6 to possibly $7, depending on where it ships to, using Ground Advantage. You got to watch with that shipping thing, man, on eBay. What the fuck is this now? And you're blocked. Watch the magic. Poof. Instant hang up. Instant hang up. Oh my God, man. You know what it is? The midterm elections is happening every fucking minute of every day. I turn on YouTube. You always see Roy Cooper and the other asshole running for Senate here in North Carolina. It's just irritating to see their faces every single time you turn on damn YouTube. It's Roy Cooper and the other asshole. I forgot what his name is. The guy that Trump endorsed down here. Yeah, I got it. They're running for Senate. Okay, enough. But it's every video, every fucking time, every minute of every second of every day. That's all you see is these two guys. Oy, 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 oy. Who's a smoke show on the thumbnail? You got me on that one. I have no idea. What's up, Penny? How you doing? Welcome aboard. Welcome aboard. Just random stuff, whatever comes up. It's coming finally. Case in case, I'm gonna be proud to have paint black legs and crotch. Blah 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 blah. Yeah, but isn't there? Oh, I've been seeing a lot of collectors having a hissy fit because apparently there's going to be a little bit of white in the shoulders, and it's supposed to be a direct retool of this guy. No, wrong. I'm wrong. Sorry, retool of this guy. My bad. Is it? No, wait, I'm wrong. What am I talking about? No, it's a retool of this guy. The fuck am I talking nonsense? Yeah. Yeah, how I bought a pink Prius. Yeah, right. Bullshit. Yeah, that's the day that hell truly freezes over when I buy a Prius. No, we're just talking about anything that comes up. Transformers, how my eBay stuff is going. Nothing too crazy, man. Actually, it's been pretty boring. I'm still not feeling 100%. Like today, I forced a YouTube video, and I forced a YouTube short today. But as the night's worn down, I've been kind of like feeling like shit. You know, I had me a nice big plate of thin cut New York strips with hash browns and sour cream, and then a side of white rice with that. So I'm good and full for the rest of the night. But it's just, I don't know what it is. I've been feeling tired. I feel exhausted. I feel drained. Still waiting for the Ghouls and Ghosts or Ghosts and Goblins. Well, either of the two suck. And I don't mean that in a bad way. They're just fucking relentless, those games. I haven't played Ghouls and Ghosts like in years. Ghosts and Goblins I would give a try, but right now I'm not in a video game type of mood. I've been watching this dude Nifsky trying to break the Super Mario Brothers world record. He's like 100th of a second behind. Like he can actually do it, but he's been live streaming for like 5 or 6 hours at a time, and it is just amazing to watch this young kid do what he's doing. Laying off the plantains lately? Yeah, I haven't cooked any plantains in the past couple days. I probably will. You know, I love me some plantains, but recently I've been trying to like back off from that stuff. You know what it is? It's the starch and the sugar. I'm kind of wondering why, if that's why I've been feeling like the way I am too, you know, these past couple days. I think it's a couple factors. It's the heat, it's the humidity, it's because of the way I drank Saturday. It's a whole bunch of stuff. Bobby Mitchell world record drop. Oh, Billy Mitchell, you mean the King of Kong, Billy Mitchell. Well, he kind of redeemed himself a little bit. He's shot video of him actually beating the game in one sit down. He's got his hot sauces. So, you know, in a way he redeemed himself. But that Carl Jobs asshole, you know, tried calling him out and doing all this stupid stuff, trying to blame him for another YouTube content creator's unaliving. And that was way out of place. And this was done in an Australian court, in Carl Jobs' home turf. And Billy Mitchell was exonerated of all that stuff. But now Billy Mitchell's been tap dancing all over him ever since, and rightfully so. You can't just falsely accuse people of shit that they never did. Helping you feel better, I can live with Gray Part and Cliff Jumper's side, if not paint time. Yeah, you got to do what all of us do. I mean, hey, listen, even my upgraded Studio Series 86 Prime had some stress marks after I tried to push some of the gap fillers into the gaps. So I had to buy blue acrylic paint to fill in the places where you would see like the white stress marks and all that stuff. And once it dries, I mean, you wouldn't even notice, to tell you the truth. So, yeah, that whole Billy Mitchell thing was a mess. There was two of them. It was Billy Mitchell and the dude that was on the Ben Heck show. It was the dragster dude. What the hell is his name with the ponytail? I always forget. But yeah, after a while, Ben Heck took him on and literally made a program based on OmniGamer's spreadsheet. Go look up OmniGamer. It's a couple of years old at this point, but you'll see the spreadsheet of when he hits, I think, 5.54 on the accelerator, which is the world record. Is it 5.54? I think it is. And this dude is claiming it's 5.52, which Ben Heck, if anybody knows Ben Heck, he's one of these guys you don't fuck with. He's like the big name gamers like Oats and Goats, Nifsky, guys like that. You don't fuck with Ben Heck, and you don't fuck with OmniGamer. You know, you don't fuck with these guys because they're gaming fan base. They've proven themselves well beyond a reasonable doubt. But Ben Heck is one of them guys who actually makes controllers for people that have disabilities, like if they come home from the military and they've lost their hands or they've lost their legs, like he makes special controllers just for them. It's amazing to watch what he does on camera. But a few years ago when he was still doing, what the hell is that? Element 13, I think it was called. He had this dude on there with the ponytail. I can't remember. Oh, his name is eluding me right now. But Ben Heck made this program based on OmniGamer's spreadsheet, and he plugged in the numbers. No matter what this Dick did with the joystick, he could not get that score that he claimed that he got. And he's trying to make all sorts of excuses and all sorts of bullshit. And Ben Heck was like, okay, see ya. And what do you think his viewers would say? Ben Heck's viewers, yeah, he's a fucking cheat and a fraud. That's why they stripped him of all the Guinness World Records that he had. Hey, what's going on, Big Mama? How you doing? Welcome aboard. We're just talking about anything. Right now we're talking about cheating gamers and stuff. But yeah, like I was saying, Ben Heck, you cannot fuck with Ben Heck, man. That dude is a super genius when it comes to electronics, I like to watch his live stream sometimes, how he actually sits down and he'll go through like some of his old game systems that he used to make, that he was making either for himself or selling, like miniaturized Atari game systems, like Game Boy style game systems and things like that. It's just amazing to watch what he does. And he does live streams in real time to kind of like promote his home business and stuff. So have you seen those Tetris people? Yeah. There was actually a young kid recently that they highlighted in the gaming sector who, beat Tetris, in so many minutes or whatever it is. But yeah, I watch that kind of stuff. I like watching speed running in particular. This kid Nifsky, who's trying to beat the Super Mario Brothers world record, who holds the record in just about every category of Super Mario Brothers 1. But he was beaten fairly recently by another speedrunner. And the difference between Nifsky and this other fella has to be within milliseconds. And Nifsky needs like a frame or two to beat this guy. It's difficult to explain. I'm not a gamer. You would have to go watch this young man's channel, what he does. I try to watch his live streams. After about 2 or 3 hours, I can't watch anymore because it's just too much. But clearly, you can see the passion in this kid's face, man. He wants that world record, and I wish him well. And he'll definitely get it because let me tell you, this kid Nifsky, he has every Mario Brothers 1 world record under his belt, except for what they call the vanilla game, the actual basic game that you would play on a Nintendo Entertainment System. And he's this close. It's like 450. I think the current record is 453. Is it 453 or 454 point something? It's in that area somewhere. Lakuki, that's the guy that owns the record right now. Lakuki actually beat the Mario Brothers record and took it away from Nifsky. But Nifsky's that close to actually getting the record again back in his hands. So it's interesting to watch. I love watching guys like that. Oats and Goats is another guy that does Metroid speed runs. He also does Metroid ROM hacks. What's the other guy? Lack Attack. I like watching Lack Attack. He's cool. He hasn't been uploading as much because he's got a kid now, so he's not on YouTube as much anymore. But he does upload videos sometimes. Anton, what's his YouTube channel? He always does Legend of Zelda, Link to the Past speed runs and stuff. Well, my Nintendo history, to be honest with you, was a little rough. My father never wanted us to have a Nintendo. We had and grew up with the Intellivision. I actually have the Intellivision flashback sitting right there. But my dad loved the Intellivision for whatever reason because that was kind of like in his skill set and all that kind of thing. Plus, it was simple for him because games weren't really that complicated back there. It had the disc and it had the numbered keypad and all that stuff. He liked the poker that came with that. Well, not came with it, but if you went out to go get it, it was, I think it was just called poker and blackjack. Mattel Electronics poker and blackjack. Excuse me. Forgive me, guys, if I'm having brain fog. Like I said, I'm trying to keep up with all of you, man. I'm not really feeling all that great. But anyway, yeah, my dad enjoyed that, and when we got a Nintendo, it pissed him off to no end. He did not like the Nintendo at all. He thought it was a noisy piece of shit. And there was one day he came into the bedroom and literally ripped it out of the wall. And what did my brother do? He ended up getting a Super Nintendo and a PS1 when that came out. But by that time, we were already old enough to move out of the apartment. So, of course, I had my own game systems. You know, to this day, I mean, I've got the Intellivision flashback, the Nintendo Mini, which is hacked, the Super Nintendo Mini, which is hacked. I still have to use Hackchi on my Genesis, but I forgot how to do all that stuff. I know I got different versions of Hackchi on my desktop. I just never got around to it because not that much of a gamer anymore. I pick it up on rare occasions if I get the itchy finger to do it. But fan of Friday the 13th films. Excited for the prequel series. It just released posters. Young Jason. Pamela Voorhees, he's disfigured, so it looks very accurate. I've never been much of a Friday the 13th fan. I'm more of a Nightmare on Elm Street fan, and now everybody's up in arms because of that. Because now I believe Paramount and new what's it called? Oh, again, I'm brain farting. There's two studios fighting over it. I think it's Warner Brothers and Paramount that are fighting over the rights to A Nightmare on Elm Street. New Line Cinema was the studio that released Nightmare on Elm Street originally. But I don't remember which one of the two, if it was Warner Brothers or Paramount that bought up New Line Cinema. So now they're having a fight over who owns the rights. And there could potentially be two separate Nightmare on Elm Street movies. So that's been all over the internet. I've been paying attention to that. But I'm more of a Freddy Krueger fan than anything else, just because he's so unhinged and fucking out there. So, host another video of your dad. I'm not going to do that out of respect for my mother. The one video that I have that's up there with him, you know, as far as the tribute video I did after he died, my mother actually asked me not to upload any videos of him. You know, just out of respect for her, because, you know, she gets emotionally bent out of shape even talking about it. You know, I've been talking to her for the past couple days. Even today I talked to her. I wasn't feeling all that great. What was my favorite? Yeah, Nightmare on Elm Street. No, I mean those guys posted another video of him. Never ends. Which one is it on? Is it on the Slippery channel again? I must have missed it. Is it on the Slippery channel, Big Mama? Which one is it on? Yep. All right. I'll look at it tonight when I'm done. I've got the paperwork prepared for YouTube already, so if worse comes to worse, I'll go after that one too. It's pathetic. It's so fucking dumb. It's so fucking dumb. I don't understand this guy. What his problem is. It's so dumb. I really don't understand the obsession. Yeah, he already said a long time ago, Prime, that he's never going to do Freddy Krueger again. I think the famous quote was like, you know, the only thing that he can do is not Prozac. He made some funny quote about some kind of medication that he takes. For him, he's done. He said it a long time ago. If he were to do a cameo, he'd be fine with that. But there's no way he's going back into the makeup. He said that years ago. You know, and after that stupid reboot with not Daniel Day-Lewis. I'm getting him confused with the other fucking guy. Oh man, I'm really off tonight, folks. Oh, what the hell is his name? Ah, shit. Jackie Earl Haley. Sorry, with Jackie Earl Haley. He was a good Freddy Krueger, just a bad movie. Great Freddy, bad movie. I think the ultra-realistic burns and all that stuff took away from it. But Jackie Earl Haley would still make a great Freddy Krueger, in my opinion. They just need to do away with the real burns. But I get what they were trying to do. Problem is that with all the CG, and it was literally beat for beat, an almost completely rehashed version of the original Nightmare on Elm Street, was stupid. Texas Chainsaw, the original I haven't watched in many, many years. Many, many years. I like to sit down and watch that. Like, you know, I'm saving all the Halloween stuff for when Halloween comes around. But, you know, again, you know what it is? I think it's because I was exposed to Freddy Krueger movies sooner. And then the other movies kind of came along. My dad really liked Freddy Krueger. Man, again, this fucking guy. I don't. If my like I went onto the channel, I started flagging the one with me jumping into a fucking pool, with him falsely accusing me of being a fucking fraud. That's all these guys got. They got nothing. They've got absolutely nothing, and especially now that, and I keep these right here, folks, right where I can get at them. Now that I have put this out there, it only makes them look like fucking bigger dumbasses, because not once have I ever deviated from telling the truth. It's all right here. With the exception of the names on here, the doctors' names, the judges' names, the lawyers' names, you know, representatives from my home union in New York, they got nothing, man. My favorite holiday is Halloween. You got to go to Spirit Halloween. They have camp theme with robots. It's great this year. I think didn't Spirit of Halloween recently buy out Hot Topic, if I'm not mistaken? It's like, I think, what is it, Office Depot or Office Max or whatever they call it, bought out Party City. That sucks so much. Yeah, it sucks, man. It really sucks, dude. I don't even want to talk about that shit. I want to try to stay positive here. But yeah, I'll probably make a visit to Spirit of Halloween. I mean, I've got Halloween decorations anyway. You know, I just might need a few filler pieces here, because I remember after Halloween was over last year, one of the have-nots, I gave her some of my extra Halloween decorations. So I'm probably going to have to just, you know, replenish my stockpile. But I got plenty of Halloween decorations and Christmas stuff and, you know, whatever it is. Otherwise, I'll just print up stuff on my printer, which is kind of like what I've been doing all year. I haven't had any decorations. I mean, my American flags, they can stay up year-round. That's fine. But, you know, there's really no holidays coming up except for Labor Day, I believe. Once Labor Day is done, that's when all the major holidays come up. So, like you walk through each year, it's a new one. Yeah, I've been to a couple Spirit of Halloweens down here, but ever since I loaded up on Halloween decorations, I'm kind of like a creature of habit. You know, I'm like one of those people that'll have like the forever Christmas tree. Like my mom had her father's Christmas tree for many, many, many years until they made the foolish mistake of giving away that Christmas tree to one of my sister's ex-boyfriends, and she never got it back, unfortunately, which is why you don't lend people things, and which is why I don't do it anymore. I don't lend people anything anymore because of that. But yeah, I'm like a forever guy. If I have something, I try to make it last forever. I've got more Christmas decorations, New Year's stuff you really don't need, because you got to do a video 12-foot pumpkin this year. Really? No shit. I got to see. I mean, we got plenty of malls down here. If that's one thing that North Carolina has, are plenty of strip malls. So if there's an empty mall around here somewhere, I guarantee Carolina Place Mall has to have a Spirit of Halloween over there. But pumpkin guy with an axe, well, don't forget, I'm the guy with the fake axe. But yeah, man, I haven't been to a Spirit of Halloween in a couple of years. It's because I got so much shit as far as decorations are concerned that you know, I probably would just have to get stuff from my window. Like I have a spider web that spreads out and it's got orange lights that change frequencies and all that kind of stuff. It's got the remote control with it, with a big black spider in the middle. You know, obviously I've got the latex Freddy Krueger mask I have. It's starting to crack. So I might have to change up that Freddy skeleton. Maybe I'll just put the raw skeletons up this year. We'll see what I do. I don't know. It's too early. I don't even want to think about the end of the year. They got the buttons you press on. It would be great to see your reactions. Don't spoil it. Yeah, if they got a Spirit of Halloween down here, I'll consider looking into it. You know, it'd be nice because once this weather breaks, you're going as Jason this year. I might do one of my easier costumes this year. I really don't want to do Freddy Krueger because it just attracts too much attention. And if they do something in the office this year, or they do something around here, I'll probably break out my Star Trek costume or my Rick Vaughn costume, the Major League costume. Or I can always do the Gary Carter uniform. I mean, I got options. I got plenty of stuff I can choose from. I mean, I've always built my own costumes from scratch anyway. So even if I went in a garbage bag, you know what I mean? But I've got stuff I could wear for Halloween. It's not like I'm really too concerned about Halloween. You know, the costumes I bought for a reason so that I don't have to shell out any more money ever again on stuff. I got like go as Jackson Dart. It's a real shame. I actually sold off a pair of player issued New York Giants pants last year sometime. So was it last year or was it early this year? I think I sold them off early this year. I mean, they do often come up on eBay, but it's always the Reebok ones. If I can find the Nike ones, that would be great. Maybe. Do I decorate? Oh, hell yeah. Of course I decorate. I decorate every year. Every holiday. Most holidays, you'll see stuff up on my patio. St. Patrick's Day, Valentine's Day, Christmas, New Year's, Thanksgiving, all that kind of stuff I decorate for. Veterans Day, I light up the whole patio in white and green. I'll put my granddad's photo out there, all that kind of stuff. Put American flags all over the place. So even for you'd be surprised to hear me say this, even for Juneteenth. However, I'll put up people like Frederick Douglass, Rosa Parks, like real black heroes, Michael Jordan, guys like that. I'll put their photos up on my patio window and all that kind of stuff. And then have American flags and all that kind of stuff up there too. Willie Mays, Hank Aaron. That exposed me to Friday, Halloween, Hellraiser. Dude, you got to watch a guy called Monumental here on YouTube. He does AI video. He did Darth Vader versus Pinhead. You got to watch this video. This thing is just incredible. It's absolutely amazing what this guy did. He originally did it in 2 parts, and then he had to go back for whatever reason it was, and he merged those 2 parts together and added extra stuff to it. It's quite remarkable. I'm not a Star Wars fan anymore because of what it's turned into. The franchise fucking sucks anymore. But what this man has done single-handedly is just amazing with Star Wars. It's incredible. And then was it Monumental that did it recently where he had Darth Vader versus RoboCop? And it's like all these crazy 80s characters. Like Riggs and Martov from Lethal Weapon, Rambo, the Terminator. Who else did he put in this video? He had Sarah Connor and Ripley in it. It's fucking hilarious. Opinion on the Freddy vs. Jason movie. When they finally get into the cabin in the woods and start duking it out in reality, when what's her face pulls him out and he's fighting Jason. It's pure Hollywood schlock. The eventual fight was okay. I actually liked the dream sequence more when Jason is in the nightmare realm and Freddy's tossing Jason all over the place. Bing, 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 and then drops that big boiler on his head. That was awesome. That was funny. After that, it was kind of eh. it got lost on me a little bit because it was just getting so ridiculous towards the end. And freaking Jason rips off Freddy's arm. Then Freddy takes his own hand and stabs it through Jason. They fall in the water. And it was just, I don't know, man. It was a little too goofy. It's fun. It's a fun watch, but I like Freddy vs. Jason. Just needed Kane Hodder. Yeah, that whole story about what happened with Kane Hodder, that they snubbed him because they wanted a taller Jason next to Freddy Krueger. I mean, that it's the same thing like when they took Frank Welker out of the Transformers movie, the first one. And they had what's his face do the voice acting. So same kind of thing, man. Freddy's always going to be Robert Englund. Friday the 13th is always going to be Kane Hodder. You know what I mean? It's very difficult to replace those characters, unfortunately. But I haven't watched any Freddy movies in a while. It's a real shame. I haven't really sat down and watched any horror movies in a while. I have to be in a mood. When I'm in a mood to do stuff, like I've been trying, like I got over my Sopranos fix. Now I've been watching a little bit of Star Trek Deep Space Nine here or there, watching random episodes. I've been watching random Transformers episodes, and whatever stuff I have on my desktop, on my external hard drives I've been going through. Been watching some old school cartoons here and there. I actually have some old TV series on there as well. I got Alf on there, believe it or not. Like weird shit. Whatever floats my boat, man. I just have to be in a certain mood to watch certain stuff. Otherwise, nothing really grabs my attention anymore, to be honest with you. I'm so, I hate to say, I've become a real boomer these days. I'm just so bored of all these IPs that there's just nothing original out there anymore. So, all the movies that came out, like He-Man and all that stuff, I'm like, whatever. It's just gonna be a diarrhea factory of nothing but fucking slop. Until they do something that's interesting and fun. Right now, the big talk is Avengers Doomsday or whatever the fuck they call it. I don't know. Hugo Weaving was good as V for Vendetta. That was a great movie. V was awesome. I used to have the hardcover copy of that book, which is it's not rare, but it's worth a few dollars. I don't know whatever happened to that book. I think it's still in my stuff in my sister's place or in my brother's place. But yeah, Hugo Weaving as V was epic. I mean, obviously the Lord of the Rings he was in The Matrix. But his portrayal as V was just awesome. I loved him as V. As Megatron, that's another one of those big Michael Bay mistakes. It was just over. I can't stand the live action Transformers. I saw Transformers Beast, whatever they call it. I thought it was boring and stupid, and very, very cynical, and it did nothing for me. It's like, if they were to go back, I would love it. I would love it if they would go back and redo the old school cartoons in modern AI, but placed in the 80s, and see how that would turn out. I mentioned that in one of my videos. I think I mentioned it today about Carnage and C Minor. I would love to see them redo that and have all the characters done correctly and have the story done correctly instead of resurrecting Brawn. And I think, who was it? Windcharger, I think, was in there, or Gears, or somebody that they resurrected by mistake. Several characters and that. And of course, the sizing was incorrect. You have the giant Ultra Magnus slamming the Constructicons together. It was so goofy and dumb and stupid. I wish they would redo that. But yeah, Hugo Weaving as Megatron just did nothing for me. I rather hated the live action movies. I'm not a fan of Michael Bay at all. His movies, it's just a bunch of shit going up on the screen. It's all this and all that, and it's not for me. I don't like Murderbots, the movie. Yeah, I agree. I completely agree. There's no imagination anymore. Everything has to be about a person's skin color or about their skin flaps or how many rings they have in their face or who it is they fantasize about fucking, what they want to fuck, who they want to fuck, and where they want to fuck. It just gets to a point where it's like, God, doesn't anybody know how to put pen to paper and use your imagination? Can't you just make up a story? Do something. Make a crossover between GoBots and Transformers when Leader 1 encounters Optimus Prime. There you go. There's a storyline we can look forward to. Leader 1, Psykill meeting Megatron. There you go. And have a big intergalactic robot war. See, I did that. I coined that. Yeah, it's boring. It's stupid. Everything's rehashed. And, I hate to be cynical like that, but it's just, come on. Tell us a story. Give us a good story. Even with freaking Star Trek, man. Instead of putting instead of putting Spock behind a radiation-proof door, they put Kirk behind it. And Spock is the one that went, no! I'm like, no, don't. They did it. They went there. Why did they go there? They didn't have to go there, and they did. Oh, it's pathetic and ridiculous. I just noticed I have a spider right there hiding in the corner. Give me 1 second. Excuse me, folks, while I do a little bit of primitive extermination. Boop! You're gone. I'm getting a lot of spiders in here, a lot. You know what it is? Because it's so hot out there. They're all looking for a quiet place to rest. I've been finding them in my bathroom lately. Hiding in the corners and all that kind of stuff. Spinning webs and what have you. It's because of the heat. It's the heat. But anyway, yeah, it gets so boring after a while. It really does, man. They got to come up with something original and something new. It's like I mentioned that recently. It might have been in today's video too about the war for Cybertron, how morbid and boring and just cynical and ugly and gross and tiresome and went no place. I mean, you left everybody at this cliffhanger with fucking Galvatron and Nemesis Prime being sucked up by Unicron, and then I think I shall start all over again. So what does that mean? And apparently they're not going to pick up with the War for Cybertron trilogy. It makes no sense. It was just boring. It was so boring. Oh my God. And everybody, why? Especially Prime. Everything he said had to talk like this. It's like, oh no, they're doing the emotional thing. No. Do the story thing. Do the action thing, not the emotional thing. It's always emotions or race or some sort of fucking message that has to be put out there. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. But unfortunately, so is the world today. I think when it came to, and I mentioned this in today's video, as a matter of fact, with Star Trek Picard, they knew better. When it came to the third season of Star Trek Picard, they knew better because the views, the ratings are dropping off. The fans fucking hated it. I hated it. They're talking. When you got Guinan talking about, well, they look like you, but they don't look like me. Fucking bullshit. I'm like, oh, we're going in a race now. Here we go. Yeah, they did that in Star Trek, throughout the TV series, no matter what it is. But it's so in your face. It's like, enough. We're fucking drowning in all this political banter nonsense. Take your fat shit and go somewhere else. Take your black shit, take your white shit, take it all and just go somewhere else with that stuff. God, enough. Enough. And now look at Strange New Worlds. I haven't watched one episode of that this season yet. I like Star Trek TOS, first 6 films, Next Gen, Voyager, Enterprise, the last I really liked. Yeah, I'm actually kin to the refit myself. I have the Diamond Select, the last issue the last version they issued, which is right there up on my shelf. You can see the tail end of the nacelle right there. And I actually have the former, what do they call it? Well, now it's Fan Home, Eagle Moss. So I do have the Eagle Moss one up there. I do have the Corgi one. I have the stand broke on it. I actually have to repair it. I freaking bumped into my shelf by accident when I was cleaning my TV the other day. So thank God the die cast didn't break, but the stand did. I'm big into Marvel. You see the new Superman yet? No, no. It's supposed to emulate the Christopher Reeve Superman type thing, but I'm just so turned off by all these new movies coming out. I'm like, I'm epically cynical. I do like they usually kill off the black guy early in those scary movies. Well, I mean, that's usually typical of most movies anyway. That I kind of find to be a little unfortunate and stereotypical, you know. Pardon me. But it is funny though, when they make parodies of that kind of stuff, especially when the Wayans brothers get involved. But the Wayans brothers are up there too. They got to be in their 50s or 60s at this point. Jesus, man. But yeah, I love the Enterprise refit. I'm beginning to really like the Enterprise G, which I was lucky to get from Fan Home. I haven't checked their website yet, but for a while you could not get that thing, and there was no way I was paying $300 for a fucking Fan Home Enterprise. No way, no how. But the Starship collection I've got, I'm pretty content with. I got a mixed bag of stuff up there, and I still got stuff that I just don't have the space to display it. Like I have two Diamond Select Enterprise E's. I have the Diamond Select Enterprise D, the last version that they released of that Starship. I have the NX-01 right here inside my ottoman, actually. I got my phasers up there. I mean, you could pretty much, it's self-explanatory. If you're a Trek fan, you'll know just about everything that's up there on that shelf. As a matter of fact, let me go grab that Enterprise G and that Corgi Enterprise. Really don't want these to break. Again, me and my big goofy head. I always had this idea. They do a movie. That's what you call the Lost era of Star Trek. That's what you call the Lost era of Star Trek. Yeah, so the nacelles on this guy popped off because they're plastic. I had to realign them anyway. I wasn't too happy with the alignment on these guys. And then this guy, I got to be real careful because the base of the Corgi refit, it's still a little shaky because it's very front heavy. I can't explain it really. But me and my big ass head, when I saw these things go boom on the carpet off camera, man, they make a sound that's very scary to a collector, believe me. You don't want these to drop. All right, they went right on. So, well, Captain John Harriman, I think was his name, was the captain of the Enterprise B, and that's part of the Lost era, from the Enterprise B all the way up until we see the Enterprise C in Next Gen. We hear about, the three Romulan warbirds attacking the Enterprise, during the Khitomer Accords. So that whole era has been lost. I mean, they kind of hinted to it in Star Trek Picard a little bit with the captain of the Enterprise C. What was her name now? I got to remember this. Oh, it's another one of those things I'll remember later. Come on, what's her name? The captain of the Enterprise C. I remember Lieutenant Castillo. Yeah, thanks, Big Mama. I appreciate that. Yeah, my YouTube shorts are taking off like freaking wild. Yeah, that's pretty amazing. And the channel, let me tell you, I think right now it's pushing 1,740 subs. I must have gained like 30 or 40 subs over like the past 2 weeks. It's nuts. Well, not that many. I'm exaggerating, but it's quite a few. You know, I'm grateful for that. Those Transformers shorts really seem to. I guess people like that kind of stuff. You know, I was watching other people do YouTube shorts and parodies with their Transformers toys. So I'm like, oh, let me give it a shot. And all of a sudden, it's taken off, which is amazing. I didn't think people would like them that much. So I have to continue to come up with unscripted, zany, wacky YouTube shorts. I actually have an idea for one. My next one is definitely going to involve my Studio Series Hot Rod and the newly released Studio Series Krennics, which is up there on my shelf. But anyway. I'm brain farting what her name is, the captain of the Enterprise C. Picard talks to her. When she comes to that time distortion. I can't remember what her name is. Oh my God. Captain's I remember Lieutenant Castillo. That was the one that Tasha Yar was going with, or trying to go with. Am I a Superman fan? I used to be when I was a kid. I used to collect a lot of the comic books in high school, all the way up until the death of Superman and the return of Superman, and a lot of the comic books after. But then, there you go, Rachel Garrett. Thank you, Penny. Much appreciated. But yeah, I stopped collecting comic books and all that stuff after I graduated high school. It wasn't for me anymore. Captain Rachel Garrett. Yep. So, and they retconned her in Star Trek Picard for the Red Lady, I think they called it, something like that. What's that? Let me see here. No, that's nothing. Okay. Oof, man, I don't know how I'm surviving here, guys. I'm telling you, if you can't tell, I've been struggling this whole time doing this live for you. You know, like I said, the past couple days, I just haven't been feeling like myself. I feel wiped out. I feel drained. I feel like stretched out, thin. You know, my mom thinks it's related to stress. You know, I think it's just a combination of things. I feel like, ugh. I kind of like the Enterprise C and the look of the warp nacelles. Well, there's an ambulance again. I hope that's not what's her face. Yeah, it's a combination of things. You know what I mean? It's stress. It's just a whole bunch of stuff. And again, like I said, I don't think, you know, drinking the way I did. I mean, I haven't touched anything since. Today's what? Thursday, Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. 5 nights, 5 days so far. I haven't touched a damn thing, beer or wine wise. So, you know, I really need to give it a break, man. Like I said, I'm not supposed to be drinking like that anyway to begin with, but it's hot. It's the heat. It's a combination of the heat for me drinking like that. My body telling me that I shouldn't be doing that, mixing stuff. It's 86. Alexa, what's the current temperature?
Right now, it's 78 degrees Fahrenheit.
Oh, good. The temperature went down. Thank God. Let me open up my door if that's the case. Oh, yeah. I could definitely feel the difference out there. And it's 9:15. I don't know why I'm thinking it's later. You know what it is? I'm so used to live streaming later on the channel here. I didn't think I was going to start live streaming this early. Yeah, it's actually cooled down. Ooh, yeah. I got that nice breeze coming in now. But yeah, it was freaking 90 something degrees again today. I can't deal with that weather when it's like that. It sucks. It really sucks. Yikes. But yeah, all day, like I said, except for going to talk to my neighbors and getting this latest eBay order out, which unfortunately I failed to do a YouTube short on. I mean, it was a big enough order, I should have backed it up, but I think it'll be fine. But I'm just like, I feel like, I don't know, folks. I don't know. I have no idea. And it's not like there's anything crazy going on. I don't know if it's just me. You know, I mean, I've been by myself for the past couple of days, so there's really nothing crazy to talk about as far as like, you know, like I said, except for that pool party. That was the most action I've had, you know, in the past few days. You know, except for making my YouTube videos and taking care of stuff at home. It's like, yeah, no woman problems. Nope. No, thank you. Been 80 to 85 here in Iowa for days. It storms 4 to 6, 3 days in a row. Yeah, we've been getting a lot of rain down here too. Like I said, we had thunder clouds rolling through here today, but thank God it didn't. I mean, we've been getting some good rain. I mean, obviously, I think we're past the point where whatchamacallit, that the drought warnings now will probably be dismissed. But, you know, we've been getting rain probably sometimes twice a week over the past couple of weeks, and bad rain too. I mean, any rain is good rain to keep the water table high, but you know, we've been getting torrential downpours and fucking thunder and lightning and all that crazy stuff. And today we had some thunder, but it didn't rain, which is a little bizarre. So, no cha-ching tonight. No, I had some cha-ching earlier today. I sold off 2 orders today, landed me some pretty decent money. I did list a Megatron though over at the eBay store, and I did throw somebody an offer, so we'll see if they bite or not. But again, it's been a slow, progressive crawl as far as my eBay store is concerned. I mean, I consider myself lucky, and I did relist a whole bunch of baseball cards for auction from the lower end of what they could potentially go for, and see where it goes. But I'm not going to rest my hat on that rack, because it's going to reach a point I'm going to have to make a decision. Do I just pull these cards down that are not selling and try to get a whole new... I mean, I still haven't touched this. I was hoping if I did move more product, that I have all these cards that have been sitting here for all these weeks that I would like to list. But if I overload my eBay store and I don't move anything, eBay will have a problem with that. You know? And I got 2 piles of baseball cards waiting to go. Just don't know if they're worth putting up there yet. Unless I had multiples, but the problem is that people are buying in spurts, and you know, I've been selling random cards, 1 here, 2 there. One order I had 3 Shohei Ohtanis a customer ordered for. It really depends. It really depends. We'll see. We will see. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. And I got boxes and boxes and boxes of cards, but if I'm not moving cards, then what's the point? I got tons of X-Fractors. I got plenty of numbered parallels still and inserts. I mean, I've got enough material to last me for a while. It's just I need people to buy. No, I don't have Unicron. I used to have the robots in the... Ooh, speaking of cha-ching. Hey, I just got a bid on a card. So that's 2 bids I got going for me right now. Okay. Oh, it's progress. So I have two potential customers who are bidding on 2 separate cards right now. So that's good. I thought that was the Megatron or one of the other things I was selling over at my eBay store. But I still have a lot of stuff I want to list yet. It's just today I had very low energy. I'm lucky I even listed that Megatron today. All I've been doing, to be honest with you, after I went to my neighbor's place and mailed out these 2 orders, I was just like, I'm done. I cooked for myself, made myself a nice hearty supper. That should hold me off for the night, and then do this live stream and then call it quits. but I am burnt out. I just don't know what the fuck it is with me, man. It's got to be a combination of things. It's got to be just thinking too much, stress, worrying about the eBay store. You know, I've got another set of bills upcoming, so that's in my path. Um, you know, usual stuff, I guess. Usual stuff. You know, and also what I went through with these fucking women, you know, that caught up with me a little bit. You know, with the two of them cheating, Jenny messaging me out of fucking no place, like out of the fucking clear blue, because I have a feeling that her and that Zavi guy broke up. I'm sure they broke up. She wouldn't have messaged me if it wasn't for that. That's what I think happened. And then immediately she started pushing me to get a new apartment. I should have saved the fucking text messages. Hope you guys can take my word on this one. It was just fucking out of left field. It was so bizarre. And then she blocked me again. I messaged her sister. Her sister gave me an attitude. I said, "Fuck the two of them. I'm done. I'm done with the fucking drama. It makes no sense. These women have lost their minds, man. I'm at that age. I don't have to give a shit. I don't have to care at all. I shouldn't have to care. It's ridiculous." Got them at retail. Yeah, when did they come out with that Unicron? I think it was during Robots in Disguise. When the first big Unicron came out. I think it was Robots in Disguise when they released that with the minicons and all that stuff. I think that Unicron came with his own minicon. I used to have that Unicron a long time ago. Oh my God, I had that thing years ago. But again, you know, any chance with you? No, absolutely not. No, her sister lives out in Colorado. Most of her family's still out in Colorado. I know Jenny still has a Colorado number, area code number, but I don't know why she, out of the clear blue, a couple days ago, messaged me wanting to get back together and doing all this stuff, and then all of a sudden, I said, you know, you got to be patient with me. I got a lot of stuff, and then she said, "Oh well, forget it, goodbye," and then blocked me. I'm like, the fuck? And they're just out of their minds, man. They're out of their minds. They're really out of their minds. They want everything and give nothing in return. So the answer to that question is a hard no. Absolutely not. No way. Freaking family of whack jobs. What a fucking shame. I think it's just a combination of things that's going on with me. You know, I've reached that point where, like, she wants a rope-a-dope. Yeah, that's not going to happen. That's not happening. That's definitely not going to happen. No way. I think I've gotten to the point in my life where I've finally had enough of things. I've had enough of stuff. After what happened with Maria and Milna and fucking all these women and Jenny. I mean, I'm done. I can't go through it again. You know, right now, with the way I've been feeling, I feel tired. I feel exhausted. I just feel drained of everything. You know, I'm focusing on the eBay store again, focusing on the channel again. You know, taking care of my home, taking care of myself. You know, I weighed myself in again this morning. I was weighing in at like 189 pounds. You know, I could see it in my face. I just shaved today. It's like, you know, I look like I have Ozempic face. You know what I mean? What they call it these days, jokingly. Do you know they're reissuing the Alicons that go with your Quints? You know, I don't have the Sharkticons. I was never really interested in the Sharkticons, and I know I've seen somebody promoting the Alicons, but I'm quite content with the two Quintessons. And the Quintessons I have, one is the regular retail issue, and the other one was from I guess somebody broke up the set. It was a San Diego Comic-Con Quintesson. and I bought it separately by itself as its own without, the other stuff. I think I paid like $25 for it or whatever it was at the time. So I got the two different colored Quintessons up there, and I love them things. They look awesome. Next to Krennics, as a matter of fact, if I can turn my phone around, I can show you right up on. Can I expand this? Yes, I can. There, you see them up on top right there? There's Krennics and the two Quints keeping each other company, which is funny. Yeah, I've got Krennics also. So you got to have, if you these days, if you got the Quintessons and the Sharkticons or any combination of the two, you got to have Krennics to go with it. I mean, there's just no wrong way about it. But that Krennics figure, as cool as he is, it's just bizarre because he turns into like a duck-billed platypus or an airplane or who knows what the hell it turns into. Well, I'm not going to spoil it, but I have another YouTube short using Hot Rod and Krennics in in a future YouTube short. Guys, I feel like I'm beginning to kind of like stutter here a little bit. I'm not feeling all that great. So I'm going to end it a little early here, guys. Please forgive me for that. I can feel like I'm just trying to force myself to talk, and it's not doing me any good right now. So with that being said, guys, thank you for joining me with this live stream like always. I deeply, deeply appreciate your company. And I'll look into this other stupid shit that Big Mama was just telling me. I must have missed it on the first round. But I'm going to watch some boob tube and then call it a night. Thank you, guys. I deeply appreciate it. God bless you all. Until next time, stay cool if you're in the heat like I am. And I'll talk to you soon. I'm not feeling up to it right now. Take care, guys.